Whoops. Sorry, got caught up in a good book. If you can find one, good luck. No, there's something to discuss. I mean, it's not really that big a deal, but there's something to discuss. It's true. You know it is, because it came out of my face. What? I'm Raiders! Woo! Let's go. Where? Let's go! That's how you're supposed to do it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I am your host, Raider Bear. I am in an exceptionally good mood, and I have absolutely no reason to be into it other than I am a Raider fan. Woo! Often imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no hair that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! What? Woo! The Raider Bear! Raiders! What's up, fam? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you all tuning in. Raider Bear family page. And a little bit of an earthquake kind of going through Raider Nation right now. Some people a little bit pissed off. Now, when I say they're a little bit pissed off, what I mean is it's Raider Nation being Raider Nation. Which is to be expected with the record we have. But Brock Bowers was, like all players do after a game, giving an interview. And he said, and I quote, "The coaching staff is doing a great job. We have a lot of players on this team that, you can tell can play good football. I've seen it in practice. I feel like the coaching staff has done a good job of keeping us focused and ready to go, and so on and so on. And I can't help but think to myself, that's a lot of." Going to go back a little bit on this one, okay? Try to stay with me. If you don't know this one, just go ahead and look it up. That's a lot of malarkey. Malarkey. All caps. Because he's capping. That is gaslighting while breakdancing. I'm sorry. How can all of those things be on point and we have 2 wins? Now, I realize we've had injuries. I realize we've had problems with the coaching staff and the offensive line, and the water in the locker room's cold, and it can't get to hot. It takes just forever. These are all excuses, of course, but I don't understand what Brock's saying, and the nation is saying, we don't understand what you're saying. Really angrily, because the nation's ready to put foots in you. Because plain and simply, how can everything be clicking along? Everything's perfect. Locker room's awesome. The coalescence, big words. That's why I couldn't get it out. The coalescence, the kismet in the locker room is just supposed to be, everything's fine. No problems here. Keep it moving. Really? Really? I don't understand. Why say it if it's not true? No one asked him to lie. No one asked him a question that should have put him in this position where he felt like he had to go into full PR mode. That worries me. Now, in my years of experience, players are recycled. Their personalities are recycled. Okay? For every Keyshawn Johnson you had in one year, you had an Antonio Brown in the next, who, by the way, is in jail right now. Put foots in him. I hate that guy. Okay, sorry, I wanted to get started so bad. I went right by the middle round. Tradish! Raider, they're live. First comment, woo! MVP tonight goes to the two-belt wearing champion. That 5-emoji riding son of a monkey, woo! Mark Vargas! What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for a Raider Bear. I'm doing a speed round tonight. Second place YouTube, my silver medal goes to a good friend of mine and his lovely misbehaving wife. She does not misbehave. She's actually like a living ladybug, just like super adorable and sweet. And she found out that I hate pickles. That I literally hate pickles. If people say that word in front of me, I've been known to punch people in the past. It's one of them was my own son. I'm not playing. But yeah, I hate pickles, and she gives me the business for it. Bob Stannon! What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Third place, my bronze medal goes to Ramiro! Woo! Cash flow! Castro! Ramiro, you have no idea, okay, the value of dead air on a good show. And I'm giving you dead air in that joke. Okay? That's expensive when you just go, yeah, I'm taking something away from the show when I do that. See, I shouldn't have even done it just in demonstration. Honorable mention to S.A. Big Dog. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Shane Street. That's my guy right there. All right, moving forward. Facebook. Who's number one tonight? Numero uno, Ed Jefe, the gold medalist. This ought to give you a clue. Karina! Woo! True! Hello! Girl, what are you doing up here winning golds? And a Raiderette, no less. Well done, sister. Welcome to the show. Second place, my silver medal goes to Chris. Keeping it strong. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Always there for Raider Bear. I've said it to you many times. You know I love that last name. Third place, my bronze medal goes to Handsome Joe Homan. I just thought the little hiccup there I just thought it would look cool. It failed, I know. All right, so my head of security. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Honorable mention goes to, who is this? Dennis D. And he wants us all to know, right there, that he is gay. Let's see, here we go. Best coaching, that's a bunch of malarkey. It kind of is a bunch of malarkey, I've got to admit. How do I say this? How do you say that with our record and coming off of a loss to Dallas where we looked anemic again? You know what I mean? I just and Geno Smith needs to shut up. I mean, no offense. I'm a Raider fan like everyone else. Okay, Geno's a Raider, so I support him. But shut up. Stop saying watch me work. Stop saying watch me prove you wrong. I don't want to hear any of that. I don't want to hear any of that. For example, if this was a brand new offensive coordinator and, he didn't know this offense and he was learning it, all right, but he knows what they're running. He has familiarity with it. It's part of why We were sold by the press, of which I am a part of, so we failed. But the press was selling to us that was part of the appeal, was that him and this coordinator of our offense and the system he runs, they've been, they both worked in it. They both know it. So there's no excuse for this. He's had an up or down career, don't get me wrong, but he had some pretty good ups while he was with Pete Carroll in Seattle. So we had expectations, and we've gotten nothing. Even the 2 wins don't count, if you ask me. They don't count. They don't count. I don't know if he got lucky. I don't know what the case may be, but no. Geno's got to go. I don't care if you make another deal right now in free agency. Guys, watch this. Ladies, everyone, watch this. I'm going to suggest right now you cut or trade Geno Smith right now. Okay? Why not? Oh, but we'll start losing. What are we doing now? If it's not working the way we're doing it, why are we continuing to do it? I am the first to say steadfast. If you started with a plan on week 1, you rock that plan to the end, live or die, you roll with it. I get that. But we have had a calamity at quarterback that goes way beyond that. And if Pete Carroll really gave a damn about his job and this working out for him, as far as remaining a Raider or still having an opportunity to finish the second half and final part of his contract, that went out the window at week 4. I've been trying to be cool. I waited until week 8 and the bye. You guys all heard me say it. You guys heard me tell all of y'all on this show, give him that amount of time. At the bye, let him do something aggressive. Now, we didn't have Aiden O'Connell back yet. Now, news is Aiden O'Connell is back. He's been moved off the practice squad. He's been approved by doctors. He's 100% ready to go. I thought he was last week, but okay. I felt like reports were saying he was last week, but okay. Is it weird that I feel like Aiden O'Connell is going to do the same thing he did with AP? He's going to come in. He's going to be in an awkward situation. The fan base pissed. Everybody looking on the field when the ball snapped, thinking, oh, here we go again. And Aiden O'Connell is going to step up and play solid football. I'm telling you. See, I haven't come off. I am steadfast. I believe in Aiden O'Connell. I said it before we drafted him that he was the dark horse in this draft. And now he will be given a genuine opportunity that he will realize because Geno's going to sit down. Now, what does that genuine opportunity mean? Because some of you just scoffed at me just now. Said to me, oh, come on, Bear. Genuine opportunity to what? I'll tell you. This gives Aiden O'Connell a genuine opportunity to earn either a contract extension, because why bring in a young quarterback and have him get his brains beaten in next year when we could keep Aiden O'Connell, let go of Geno, or trade him? There'll be a team that'll be interested in for him. Okay, he's a quarterback, he's a starter. Okay, we'll probably get a 3rd or 4th round pick, maybe a 5th, who knows, because we're sloppy with that kind of thing, and Spy Tech might screw that up. But we'll do something along those lines. Aiden O'Connell is going to step up. You watch. I don't like that, because what this indicates to me is that he's one of those guys that when there's a hurricane coming, he looks at everybody and starts popping his knuckles and says, let's roll. And then he can do it. But when the weather's perfect and everything's fine, I don't even want to say it, but there can be some struggles there we've seen at this level. So I'm concerned. But I believe in it. I think the guy can play. I just do. Pete 24, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Oh, is that Pete Vasquez? What's up, man? I'm guessing. Raiders for life. Thought the bad times and good times, Bear. You are a real one. Respect. Brother, Oaktown 17, love you, brother. Born and raised in Oakland. I'm a firm believer, and I'm going to keep this short. I apologize. People like Corinna Trujillo and Bob Stannard, Mark Vargas, Joe Holman, Chris Strong, you guys have all heard me say this a million times. But you got to think of the Raiders like your nephew's football team, your grandson, or your own son's football team. If they lose 65-14, you still take them for slushies, pizza, and ice cream, or whatever they want after the game. You still smile and rub their head and say, hey, man, you had a good game. Your team got blasted, but you had a good game, even if they didn't. But you say that because you love them. I see the Raiders that way. To me, it's just a bunch of kids that I'm seeing come out of school with a bunch of older guys that have been in the league for a minute, and they try to bring something together and make a run. And every year I'm excited to see what the new crop of kids and who's coming in and who's going out and how we get some mesh there and make something that looks good and maybe make a run. And you can never see it until you see it. Because you can have the right chemistry, you can have the right guys, and it won't happen. I think that Miami's kind of going through that. I feel like Miami had some real talent there, and I just think Tua was a miss at quarterback. Had they landed on someone who could actually throw the rock, I think the Dolphins would have been a lot better football team. Tradish! Chris Strong got me cracking up. What about okay. What I'm saying is malarkey, Joe Holman, is the PR campaign that Brock Bowers went about in his most recent interview, where he just basically kept saying over and over again, the coaching staff is great and the players, they can really play. And I love what I'm seeing in the locker room. The connectivity is really there. And I love these guys. I feel like we have a real bunch of guys that can really play. We just have to kind of bring things together. You just swept a whole lot of problems on. We just need to bring some things together. Damn, man. But I think it made. I'm just going to be honest. I think it made some of Raider Nation uncomfortable, because that kind of PR talk is the kind of thing that Russell Wilson does, and we know what Russell Wilson does. He stays at a place until he ain't there no more, and he goes somewhere else, and then somewhere else, and then somewhere else, and then somewhere else. And I don't think that's going to happen to Brock Bowers, but he may want to. He may pull a LeBron James and take his services somewhere else. Maybe another year goes by, maybe two, right? Travis Kelce of the Chiefs retires. Brock Bowers is available in free agency. He's rejecting the Raiders' offers, and the Chiefs come calling. He takes the contract to try to drag Mahomes to one or two more championships like he's Steph Curry with the Warriors. Sorry for the vomit reflex at that visual of that sort of future for our franchise. I apologize. But I've been drinking since it's my Friday. Stella Ortiz is my go-to. Nice. Steven and Mrs. Shaw. Everyone, consider a subscription to Raider Bear Family Page. I'm so bad about this. I just love you guys. I'm in year 10, and I still don't, hawk for subscriptions. Sponsored by nobody. You know what I mean? I control my show and what I do and what I say on it. I mean, I do have sponsors, but they're not like corporate ones. You know what I mean? They're people that look out for me. Anyway, consider a subscription. I'm on Patreon, Raider Bear Family Page. You can also subscribe through Facebook. And if you would, on YouTube, if you enjoy the show, you can make me earn it. But if you enjoy the show, hit subscribe, hit like, and help me with that algorithm so we can get less boring football shows out of the algorithm. I didn't say any names. I didn't say any names. Right? And make sure you visit my Linktree Raider Bear Family store. It's right on my page. It's got a huge Hulk and sexy bear head on it. You can't miss it. Check out my store. It's got a little bit of literally everything that's Raiders and Raider Nation. Promise. Look at little Cub giving Papa Bear reference. Love you.
You can find the Linktree. You can find the Linktree link on, I think, Family Raider Bear Family.
Yeah, and I posted it on our, or you know how they link it, whatever. Yeah, I did that, so you can't miss it when you go to the page. Oh, that's my guy. Look at it right there. Chris Strong says, Bear! Those of you who know, have been here, know that the Bear called AOC coming into the draft. I'm telling you, and if he fails, and I'll own that. I'll own that. I will, but I want my comeuppance for this because he's going to get his opportunity and he's going to play good. Now, it's kind of unfair to say he's going to play good because anything he does beyond what Gino's done, it's going to look like the second coming of Kenny Stabler. But no, it's got to be really good. We got to see numbers from him. We got to see him move the ball. We got to not get too many 3-and-outs. You know what I mean? He's got to deliver the ball, and it's got to be fast. Chip Kelly's got to give him an a la carte menu. Now, that's part of what's been killing us is the a la carte menu. He's not adding enough plays to his tree and his offense. But I don't know if he's going to make adjustments to that or not. I don't know. The malarkey was just basically, I thought Bowers was full of it, and I think he might leave us in free agency. He doesn't feel like a Raider. He feels like a guy that feels like a free agent already. Let's see. And as far as O'Connell is concerned, I'm gagging when I'm typing this, but how much say will Brady have in that? Well, I believe, again, they will go with Gino, but I believe, again, Gino will play poorly. And then when he does, he will have a quick pull. Now, the only reason he'll still get the start is because, one, he is Pete's guy, and Pete gave him the start on the, to open the season. But more importantly, it's to allow Gino to save a little face. He would only be getting pulled because he'd be struggling again, instead of just flat out losing the starting job and making O'Connell the guy. If you do it that way and O'Connell struggles, and then you have to go back to Gino, now you've lost his respect. You've lost his, belief in whether the team believes in him and all that. And I don't mean to devalue that. I'm bringing it up because it matters. You're messing with his mental focus on his job by saying, we don't think you're the guy. Get in there, O'Connell. O'Connell sucks. Gino, strap it up. Maybe I don't want to. Maybe you should try the third or fourth string guy. How about that? No, Kevin, it doesn't matter whether you're drinking or not. O'Connell is the way to go at this point in the season. Not to mention, try to remember, for those of you who think that's crazy, stop rating Aiden O'Connell. Like my guy, Joe Holman. Joe, don't rate Aiden O'Connell. Don't think of it that way. Try to think of it this way. We're showcasing him in trade prospects with someone else to get something of value for him. And we raise his stock. And we get more if he plays well in a season that's essentially lost to us. So whether he goes out there and kills it or not, Raider Nation is going to go, if he loses, but we're going to go freaking nuts if he wins. You know what I mean? Because we did it when he was with AP and won 5 in a row. 5. It's not easy, man. I believe in the kid. I think he can do it. I really do. I really do think he can do it. All right, now hold on. I got to go to my notes here for a second. I had something else I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I have to refresh my memory here. Where was I? Right there. Okay, so Shedeur Sanders is coming out, and he's getting the start against us, the first of the season. Now, I want to just say this out loud. I think this is disrespect. I know that kid Gabriel is hurt, but I don't know how honest they're being about how bad his injury is, because I keep calling him Gabriel, but I always get his name wrong. But whatever that idiot's name is, that little shrimp that was throwing the rock for the Browns, you can barely see him over the line when they all start scrambling and the ball snap. You can barely see that little twit. But he himself was saying he was going to be ready. He was saying to the press, I'm not surrendering my starting position to the Sanders. I feel good right now. So by next week, I should be ready to go. That was the words out of the kid. And now he's lost his job, by no fault of his own, because it's not like Sanders played particularly well. He played, not so good, but had reasons to, you know what I mean? They weren't protecting him and so on and so forth. So how should we view this? It's disrespect, because they're saying to the kid, oh, well, all right, we're playing the Raiders, so we'll go ahead and give you a start. You more than likely will have some success. Even if we don't win, at least you can get a feel for things. It's just the Raiders. Yeah, it made me mad too, just saying it. Put butts in them. Let me get in that locker room. It drives me crazy. Where is the one Raider besides Max that's going to show us he's pissed off about this? Where is the Raider that's going to step into the light instead of sitting in the shadows and all of this losing, and step forward and say, I've had enough. And whoever they match up against me with the Browns, know this, I'm going through you. I would say it on television. I don't care if I have an all-pro in front of me. I don't care if I don't play well. But you better believe, I swear on my mama, he better bring something other than just his game, because I'm going to bring it. I've had enough. And now you're telling me you're going to bring this puppy quarterback out? Oh, and all of a sudden now you don't mind giving him the reins as long as it's against us? Put butts in him. I'm so mad for Max Crosby. I'm so mad for him. I'm so mad for him. And honestly, I think he's gonna die a Raider. I really do. I don't think he's gonna go anywhere. But if he does, I will never say a negative word about him. Not one. I don't care. You guys can feel how you want about it. I'm not saying a negative word about him, because plain and simply, bottom line, the man's giving us everything, and we're not giving it back. As an organization, we are not meeting him halfway, and instead, he's going beyond halfway and saying, okay, I'm here. Come on, I just need a little help. Mark Davis, Tom the Ken doll Brady, working on his latest spiky hairdo and trying to quiet down all the rumors that his wife left him for a martial arts instructor. Okay, sorry. And Mark Davis, with that little mushroom head of his poking out of those stupid little white friggin' turtleneck and the jeans. Just stop it already. Why wear it year after year after year for a decade plus? Do you think you're going to single-handedly bring that into style? Put it butts in them. No, Kevin Kahuhanohano, we knew he wasn't that guy when he had the same accident on the field that 65-year-olds have in car accidents. In what was a light tackle. Check the tape. Go look on YouTube. The guys that hit him, they were like, Mr. Tua, we're here to tackle you now, sir. Hold on. And they brought him down. Like a calf at a rodeo, all hella gentle. And then he went, and he started reaching for that ARP, necklace where you push the button. Because he has the hip of a 75-year-old. He's getting older by the joke. Love you too, Kevin. You know that. Grayson, the Raiders do suck right now. There's no doubt about it. I'm not going to argue with you. I have no argument for you. Grayson, U1G, the Raiders suck right now. We're not good right now. We're going backwards. We were better before. We're going backwards. I agree. I have no right to argue with you. Normally, I'd tell you to shut up and make a big argument about what we're doing and how we're doing it. No. Ashton Genty is too unproven. We don't even know what we have in him yet. That kid, Dante Thornton, our wide receiver, our number one, he's disappeared. Jack Besh can't get off the bench. Trey Tucker, who flashed 3 touchdowns to start the season, has gone comatose. I want him and Malcolm Kuntz on the same bus. The hell out of Vegas. The hell out of Vegas. That means grab him and throw him on the bus, whether the door's open or not. I can't anymore. I can't. Where is the self-respect for the game to keep going out there and getting mollywopped like this? Not every one of these teams that's beating us is better than us. Did you see the Broncos game? We had no business losing that game and a couple others. It's outrageous. It's outrageous. I would fire Mark Davis, but he won't fire himself. The walking Ken doll in his coif won't do it. Did I mention the martial arts instructor? I haven't done any deep background yet, but I wonder if the martial arts instructor is a Raider fan. Took your wife from you before you were actually a Raider, you putz. Yes, Corinna Trujillo, and thank you very much. Kevin, she does need a bodyguard. We've been working on that. Would we go back to Geno, though? I think we put in O'Connell and ride that train to the end of the season. I kind of agree, Chris, but there is a chance, though, that if he's embarrassing us out there, that they would just pull him right on back. And not to mention, there's an opportunity that he could re-aggravate that right wrist issue. You know what I mean? It's not that he's not healthy. He's healthy, but we're rushing him back healthy. In other words, if he could rightfully take, 3 more weeks, he probably would be better if he could take that 3 more weeks. But we need him now. That sense of urgency tells you we're trying to at least show some sort of effort toward trying to turn this season around, at least in the sense of showing improvement in the squad. And honestly, I can't see that happening at this point. I can't. There's just too many things that are going the wrong way with the players unhappy with them going that way. I mean, the players are pissed off about the offensive line guy. They're pissed off about Geno. They're pissed off about the play calling. The defense is tired of, having so many snaps, and it's messing with their, season statistics. There's too many. You can't get the running game going, which goes back to the offensive line again, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They threw the ball way too much. They tried to throw the ball way too much against Dallas. I didn't understand that at all. I get it when you're behind, but, the game was still fairly even for the opening half of the game, and we were slanging the ball all over the place. Why are we challenging Geno to that extent? Why aren't we just making him make safe throws and then try to mix in some running plays? I don't understand that. Why donkey punch? I love that. Appreciate the love on the stash. Wait a minute, you got to give you a good look at it. Right? It takes a minute. It's some work. Steven and Mrs. Shaw. Let's see. I keep forgetting that. Gabriel has a concussion, doesn't he? It's protocol. If so, yes, but that still does not mean they had to go with that guy. They were doing everything to keep Sanders off the field. Now, all of a sudden, because you got one more guy hurt, you don't have anybody else on the bench. I don't believe that. I think they're just finally succumbing to it because they feel like this is our best chance to get him out there and get a win to open his career against the Raiders, because the last one doesn't count. He was brought in as a result of an injury. He didn't start. This will be a first clear start for him. Corinna, I like that. Let's see. Ba-da-ba-ba. Mark McCraw, 546. Sup, man? We may suck, but I love my Raiders each and every day. No, I mean, you know how it is, man. All of us as Raiders, we're not going anywhere. Troy Gill, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. So we fired the old man. We fire old man Pete, and then who would come here after firing coach in one season? Well, a lot of people are going to understand that, Troy, because of his age. They know that he only signed a 2-year deal. Technically, a 2-year deal is a 1-year deal. Because if you don't do well in year one, why are they going to bring you back for a full season to waste in year 2? Do you see what I mean? So you get a 2-year deal, but technically you only have a 1-year deal to prove and earn year 2. So they haven't talked about it, but I would be willing to bet money that there's clauses in his contract that allow them to terminate after season 1. And there's no way Pete could have fought against that because the only job he had in front of him was the Raiders. It was either take what we were offering or go ahead and go out to pasture. So, and I don't want to be too quick to say that because there's going to be teams out there that need a coach. And they're going to be offering a lot of money. And here I am thinking Pete's going to hang it up when he leaves us. But, the Titans, I don't know what their situation is, but I think it's tenuous. The Cardinals, same thing. I'm not super familiar with their situation, but I do know that whoever their coach is, he's not like lighting up the world, like the organization wouldn't be looking if someone was available. So tell him, Stephen Shaw. You still have your 1983 flag, Kevin Kahu Hano Hano. Nice. I love that. All right, hold on. Let me go back here. So there's an argument that's getting started that Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll are fighting back and forth about play calling and the offense. And that if there was some way that we as fans could tap into their headset between the play caller, the head coach, and the quarterback, because they all have a feed where they can walkie-talkie. I know that I'm dating myself, but I just have to say that. Wi-Fi, whatever. Bluetooth, whatever. But it's in the helmets, so the coaching staff can talk to the quarterback. So, and on defense, the defensive coordinator can talk to the middle linebacker who calls out the plays. Okay, so on offense, there's an argument going around that the microphone for who gets to do the karaoke on each song keeps getting passed back and forth. Here, Chip, you call plays. No, Chip, I don't like those plays. Pete's going to call plays. No, Pete, I don't like that. Pete's not feeling too good. Here, Chip, go back to calling plays. Wait a minute. Give it back. I think I know one. I ran this in Seattle. This will work. Put butts in ya. Okay? That's all excuses. And by the way, it's real convenient that if that's the case, all the real blame, though, is going to go to Chip Kelly. Because we know who the offensive coordinator and play caller is. It's Chip Kelly. So if Pete Carroll is stepping on his toes on the microphone and going, nah, scrap that. Go with Y227 banana on dragon. Well, wait a second. I mean, you can't do that. And what's Gino supposed to do? If he doesn't take the call from his coordinator, it's going to screw with their relationship. If he doesn't take the call from his head coach, he could get cut from the team or traded or who knows what. And we wonder why things were going wrong. I'm praying that I'm wrong about that. Because I'm saying the story's being implied. It's not actually being reported yet. But the story I'm reading is being implied as the press can't say it because they can't confirm it because they're not on the headset. But players whose names will be left anonymous are telling reporters that there's more than one chef in the kitchen quietly here and there, stepping in, throwing more salt and more pepper in there. No. And then blaming it all on chef number 2. That's not cohesive. That's not conducive to winning. I'm just saying. So the quarterback possibilities, I'm going to talk about this a little bit more tomorrow. Obviously, the kid at Oklahoma, we'll be talking about him. The kid from Oregon, we'll be talking about him. I can't think of his last name, but his first name is Ty. I always remember that because I always thought it was weird that his parents would name him with his first name is 2 letters. And I checked, it's his actual name. He didn't abbreviate it or do that as something cool. He's not a rapper on the side or anything like that. His actual name is Ty. Hold on, I'm trying to pull it up right now. Okay, here we go. Ty Simpson of Alabama. That was essentially who I was bringing up from Alabama. I just couldn't remember his name. But the Crimson Tide, he may be nice. You never know what you're getting with the Crimson Tide because they always have so many first-round pick level talent on the team from all around the country. They can make their wide receivers, their running backs, and their quarterbacks look fantastic because their offensive lines are usually great. They get the biggest, best offensive line in the country. I always coach Pete. It's a damn shame he was hamstrung by that panty waist Brady. Honestly, I hate that this is played out this way because I can't help but wonder what might have happened with Pete Carroll had he just been allowed to do his job. You know what I mean? If he had just been allowed to do his job. There's only one moment in this season that I think we saw something that was not just genuine, but that we can stop as fans and a reporter and R8RBEAR, all of us together, we can decide, hey, you know what? That was real. I love what I saw right there. And what I mean is going into camp and coming into preseason and then going into that first game against the Patriots, you saw joy up and down the roster. Everyone was falling for Pete's, old grandpa's going to bake you some cookies and hug everyone after the game. Sun-kissed and orange slices. Now everyone get in the van. Mrs. Matilda's going to take you to the store. So if they had not messed with that, I just think that his vibe, his energy. Now, when I say that, don't underestimate what I'm saying. I'm not just talking about how he talks. I'm not just talking about his personality. Obviously, it is those things. But it's what is the result of that. The relationships he builds with the players bring something out in them that takes away the $1 million contracts. That takes away the Ferraris and the bimbos. And excuse me, ladies. And just puts him on the field like when they were kids playing a game. You know what I mean? And the results when they come back, he's going to say, hey, guys, I got to be straight with you. This is bad and this is good. But we're going to go out there and we're going to get him next week. And Pete plays it straight with guys. He's one of the few coaches I've ever seen that does that. Not only behind closed doors, but when the doors open too. The personality doesn't change. He looks right at you and says, look, I like you, kid, but it ain't working. And by the way, Jeremy Chin, the safety we brought over that was supposed to solve all our problems from the Washington Commanders, after putting a long bit of thought into it, I've come up with this reaction to his season. My professional analysis. After hours of study, that's what I came up with. I don't know about Jeremy Chin. There are moments when he flashes and I love him, and then there's times when he takes poor angles and he looks like a rookie running around there trying to tackle guys and missing tackles simply because he took bad angles, which is an experience thing. But he should be beyond that. He has enough experience. He should be seeing those angles and making more plays for us. And instead, I'm not seeing that. At first, I saw Polamalu trying to do that, and then Polamalu's season started tailing off. It's going to be an interesting end of the season. I can say that much. Because I cannot see any scenario where Mark Davis and Tom, whose wife left him for a karate instructor, I can't see any scenario where they don't rip this team down to the nuts and bolts. I don't see. I mean, and whenever I say that, I get a fan that immediately wants to jump on me and say, but wait a minute, then we'll be losing for 10 more years. You don't know that. You don't know that. I mean, just because we have had a long bout of losing doesn't mean that the time when we hit it right, get the right combination of guys. Brock Bowers is a hit. Derek Carr, when he was young, was a hit. Khalil Mack was a hit. Max Crosby is a hit. I feel like the argument is still out there for Ashton Genty, but I'm leaning toward hit. I feel like he needs us to open the line up a little bit. We can't expect everyone to be Marshawn Lynch. The reason Marshawn Lynch was so special was because he's Marshawn Lynch and no one else is. Beast mode from Oakland. I miss doing that. But bottom line, I think Ashton Genty still has a shot. I think he still could be a guy. I really do. I think he still could be a guy. I think there's a chance we could get him right. Okay, now I'm looking now again. Second, day 2, Jaden Mava. It's probably Maivia. I can feel Kevin Kahuhano right now laughing at me. Which he's been doing for about a decade now of me trying to pronounce Tongan, Hawaiian, or Polynesian names, which I suck at. But I never deny that. I never say I don't suck at that. Jaden Maivia, USC. I like that. I like that. You know what I mean? He's a mid-round quarterback, but a big physical guy. I like that. And he can move a little bit, but I like the size. A stout guy, probably not going to get injured a lot. Think of it like the Ben Roethlisberger kind of body frame. You know what I mean? Not a bodybuilder, but just thick. So you bounce off the guy and he scrapes you off like a bug off the windshield and goes on to the next play. I think we could have that if we pick up that guy in the second round. I think we should trade Genty and draft a running back from Notre Dame. He better. Troy Gill, I think it's too soon to make a move that drastic. Tanamoku, no, there's no hope for trying to get me to say it better. I'm sorry. I'm just limited. I can't pronounce those well. My tongue is dumb when it comes time to do the certain movement that makes that sound like that. I can't do it. I don't know how that turned into this, but okay. Too bad Marshawn can't come out of retirement for just one day. Well, no, or one play. No, because if he came out for one play, we'd make him stay. We miss him that much. Appreciate Kevin. I appreciate the love. Hi, honey. Hi, kids. Mwah. Ramiro, respectfully, Bear. O-line with our first pick, then QB. Well, I was kind of with you on that. I was saying in the second round, we go with the quarterback, Jaden Maivia, whose name I said wrong again, and I don't care. And in the And and with the first pick, we look for someone who is the best offensive lineman in the country, and hopefully he's a tackle, or at least at the very minimum has experience as a tackle, even if he may have played guard in college, because then we could convert him. And don't look at that as a big deal. That's one of the few changes in football from college to the pros that actually happens quite often, and you can have success there. It's difficult, but you can have success there. For example, if you bring in a guard from the college ranks and you say, we're going to make you a tackle, okay, but what side? For example, if he's a right guard, you don't want to make him a left tackle. But if he's a right guard traditionally, and then you convert him to right tackle, that's a much easier thing to do. He's worked with right tackles. He's familiar with their stance and how it's different, how that right shoulder has to drop back in the stance and quickly be ready for that sort of thing, and to protect the inside left shoulder, because that's where you have help from the right guard. You don't have help on the outside, so you shadow to the inside to create that wall. And then when he tries to come outside, you get hands on him without holding and, push him outside wide of the quarterback, or pancake that son of a gun if you can. And we need to look at someone and be smart in that way. And you guys know me. I will research. I will watch this. And I've had a draft show every year but one. I gave up my draft show 1 year because some guys asked me to, because they didn't want me to take ratings from them. And then their show was, I'll just say that. People were very upset that I didn't do my show. So ever since, I've been doing my show. So at this season's NFL draft, I'll be on. And when we pick an offensive lineman, I'm going to look for that mismatch. Did they pick a left guard to play right tackle? Did they pick a right guard to play left tackle? I'm going to look at that and then look at their experience. And you know me, I did it with Colton Miller. I went all the way back to his high school. You know what I'm saying? That was why I had renewed belief in him, because I found out from interviews with his coaching staff that every level he started at, he sucked. When he first went to play high school football, he had 3 left feet. He was that clumsy. And then by the end of his 4th year in high school, he was the captain of the team. So he goes to UCLA, gets there, plays great, but not good enough to start, just makes the team. And then by the end of his time there, he's captain and the best offensive lineman they have. And he goes to us in the first round. So I would like to see them look for his replacement in the future. And I'd like to see them look for a right tackle that's for real. Corinna's not letting it go. She wants Marshawn. We need a pass rusher on the other side of Max. Spytech better draft O-line and corners and defense line and linebackers. Don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't agree with you. I agree with you. I just don't think he's going to do that. I think that Tommy Boy and his boy Spytech, if he survives this, because Tom can blame all this on Spytech, get another GM puppet in, and it'll still all be Tom. You know what I mean? Because I think Mark Davis has conceded the reins to him. I really do. He's all but said it. And he has a history of this. He did it with John Gruden. He just wants to own the franchise. He hates any of the day-to-day stuff. Hates it. Mark Davis does not like the day-to-day minutia of running the franchise. He can't stand it. He wants to party and be rich and go out with girls that are, I was going to say half his age, but I think they're even younger than that. But regardless of that, what are you going to do? By the way, did you hear Gruden trying to get back in the NFL? He's such a canker sore, isn't he? All of this is just trolling. He just wants to get even with Goodell and embarrass him and embarrass the NFL. That's all this is. You guys know, right, that he has like way over 100 million. John Gruden is crazy rich. He has so much money. There's no need for this. He does not have the desire to keep coaching football. He does not. That is a lie. All of this is trolling. I think he wants to get the job to then do it for a year and quit. Just to stick it to Roger Goodell. Or maybe he'll hang on. He doesn't even care if they win or lose. Why should he? He's rich. And I don't mean like normal rich. I mean like wealthy, like hundreds of millions rich. He's wealthy. You know what I mean? Normal rich people, those are like lottery winners. They have 60 million, something like that. Wealth is when you go way beyond 100 million. When you go beyond 100 million, you have traditional wealth. Transitional wealth. But anyway, long story short, I think that John Gruden is a troll. I think he should leave the NFL alone and leave the Raiders alone and stop being a troll and stop being a jerk and just keep it moving already. I don't like it. I hate that he's doing this. I honestly do not believe he really wants a job. I don't. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice, active and veteran. Much love. One more. R8RBEAR! I love you guys. Sleep well. I'll see you tomorrow. R8RBEAR family page. Good night, Corinna. Good night, Joe. Good night, Kevin. Good night, Troy Gill. Good night, Stephen Shaw. Kanamoku. Much love. Talk to you tomorrow. Why Donkey Punch? See you tomorrow, I hope. Why Donkey Punch? Have you subscribed? I know you enjoyed my show. You're still here. You must have enjoyed my show. I want a like and a subscribe. Come on, Donkey Punch. It's just fun to say, Donkey Punch. Donkey Punch.